Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to make this video on the Finding Nemo submarine voyage at Disneyland. Now, real quick, I just want to go online and see if Disney has posted anything on twitter.com, and so, par for the course, Disney makes an announcement, and it's not New Tomorrowland, even though I just gave them the perfect idea for it in my last video. You know, that's okay. We'll just agree to disagree. New ToonTown is coming to the Disneyland Resort just in time for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway to open in 2023. There's a few caveats, though. Mickey's ToonTown will close in March of 2022 to begin creating these all-new experiences, and it will reopen in 2023. So that's for the better part of a year, ToonTown is going to be closed. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? For me, it's a good thing. Again, I'm a fan of closing down entire lands and just doing it all at once instead of closing down this area, you know, with construction walls and people hammering things down for a year and then covering this area up. Do it all at once. I highly prefer that. Building on the legacy of Mickey's ToonTown, Imagineers are working to create some all-new experiences so families and young children can have more opportunities to play together inside Disneyland Park. Now, again, this is something that's very, very good. This is what Walt Disney wanted when he built Disneyland, right? He wanted a place for parents and kids to have fun together. And I think that's what the original idea for ToonTown was. It's just kind of been lost over the years. And now ToonTown is more of just this place to go if you want to ride Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin and then maybe, you know, play with the fountain for a second. I think this is going to breathe a lot more life into the whole land, especially with all the trees and the grass and the areas to play. But here's something that interests me from a Disney historian, from one Disney historian to another. Look at this. One of the new areas coming to Mickey's ToonTown will be Centennial Park, the first space guests will see when they enter. This natural space will be anchored by two interactive play experiences. At the center of Centennial Park will be a fountain designed for play, very, very nice. A nearby dreaming tree, though, will be inspired by the tree a young Walt Disney would daydream under in his hometown. Sculpted tree roots will provide an opportunity for children to play, crawl, and explore, and undulating topography will offer rolling hills and a place to sit and dream. Now, if you're a fan of Disney history, this may sound a bit familiar to you because the original plan for the Tree of Life at Disney's Animal Kingdom was going to be a smaller tree where kids could crawl and explore and play on the actual tree itself. And as they say at Disney, no good idea is ever truly gone. So it seems like they've revived this idea for this tree you could play on that was originally intended for Disney's Animal Kingdom back in, you know, the late 90s, and they brought it back for ToonTown today, except it's not at Walt Disney World, it's at Disneyland. But still, really, really cool callback to the original Tree of Life idea that's brought to life now in ToonTown. Love that. Looking at this concept art, we can see that Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy's houses are all staying. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if they were to rename or retheme Gadget's Go Coaster, just to make it more culturally relevant, you know, just make it a Goofy roller coaster. Maybe a West Coast version of the Barnstormer. I love that roller coaster growing up. And so I think you need those attractions for younger kids like the Go Coaster or like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. If you've been on it already, you know that it's like super, super cool and everybody loves it. The young kids, the grown-ups, I think it's one of the coolest Disney rides ever made. Just waiting on that, that new Tomorrowland. It looks like the overall aim of this reimagining of ToonTown is to make it more green and more interactive, which it already sort of is. If you were hoping for the Jolly Trolley to come back in any way, shape, or form, it stinks because that's not in the concept art. There's no Jolly Trolley, so that is going to remain dead, even more dead than it is now. I think they're just taking the trolley out completely instead of having it just be stationary. It's gone. It's no longer there. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it will close in March of 2022. So if you do want to get to Disneyland and experience ToonTown for the last time in about a year, make sure to head down there right now and go ride Roger Rabbit, go have a spin on Gadget's Go Coaster, and check out Mickey's house. Oh wait, you can't. And honestly, I feel like this just goes back to my State of Disney Today video. If you watched that one, the Disney parks are getting simultaneously better than they ever have before, and worse than they ever have before, with things like reservations and restrictions and overcrowding and things like that. But we're getting new takes on lands, new lands entirely, Star Wars, new rides. Everything is improving in some ways and getting worse in others. And ToonTown is another great example of this. And this weekend we have Destination D23, which is going to give us even more announcements about the parks, and potentially, I'm calling my shot right now. I have no inside information on this at all. I could be 100% wrong. Disclaimer. I'm saying there's a pretty darn good chance of a new Figment announcement, a new Journey into Imagination announcement coming this weekend at Destination D23. So keep an eye out for that. It looks like my next video might not be the subs after all. Prepare yourselves for that ahead of time. You're gonna see me at this desk a lot. But that really about wraps it up for this one. ToonTown is remaining a land where young children and parents can have fun together, just like Walt would have wanted, with even more tactile interactions with the land. You know, you have the fireworks over by the Gag Factory, and now where there's gonna be even more with a new fountain, a new tree, and more things that they haven't alluded to yet, but I'm assuming they will either this weekend or later on down the line as things go further and through construction and they finish up the land. But what do you think of New ToonTown? Do you wish they kept it the same, or does it really need this facelift? I'm not sure why some people, you know, like the older ToonTown, but I do think it really needs this. Not as much as Tomorrowland, though. So, there you have it, New ToonTown. I'm sure I will see you back at this desk later on this week. But until then, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Offhand News. And I will see you in the next one, because Lord knows it's not going to be the submarine video. Is that happening? No, he says no. Alright, see you next time, everybody. I'm out of here. I gotta go write another video.